What's up, LA Live Gang? This is your boy AC, and we're here with a quick, impromptu midday live. I guess about an hour ago, Woj came out. I guess he was on ESPN. I forgot what show he was on, and he dropped this news that the Lakers are emerging as a possible landing spot for Kyrie Irving. Now, we already talked about this yesterday, but now there's a more interesting component to the story. As you guys come into the video, make sure you hit the like button. It really helps the channel out, and I really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And while you at it, make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every day when we drop new videos here on YouTube. Now, like I said, we already talked about this yesterday about Kyrie. And as we get closer to the NBA draft, the plot thickens. In case you guys didn't hear, Woj dropped a bomb on ESPN and said the Lakers have emerged as a serious candidate and a possible landing spot for the Lakers. Now, the situation is a little bit different. Of course, we know Kyrie is doing the contract extension talks with the Nets. And my understanding is the Nets have offered him a multi-year deal. I repeat, the Nets have offered Kyrie a multi-year deal, but not the full max. Um, I believe they have offered him the full max as far as salary is concerned, but they haven't offered him the full max as far as years are concerned. And that's where the hangup is. And so Woj reported that, hey, he's heard from Kyrie's camp. Now, I'm pretty sure Woj wouldn't come out there and say this unless it's happened. I'm pretty sure he's heard from somebody in Kyrie's camp and says, hey, if the Nets don't act right, this is what we're going to do. This is a possibility, and we're looking at the Lakers. Now, I mean, you guys just tell me, you guys, honestly, you tell me in the chat, what do you think about that? First of all, do you think it's real? I mean, it's totally different from what we heard yesterday. Yesterday, um, we heard the talks were breaking down, and we were talking trade. Trade. The Lakers possibly trading for Kyrie Irving if the Nets can't get a deal done with Kyrie. Now the story changes. You just got in here. Woj, basically making a long story short, Woj came on ESPN and he said the Lakers have emerged as a major player for Kyrie Irving. He said that Kyrie has threatened the Nets with opting out of his $36 million extension, and Kyrie specifically said that he would go play for the Lakers and play for the mini mid-level exemption that the Lakers have of $6 million. I repeat, Woj said that Kyrie would opt out of his player option of $36 million and go and play with the Lakers for their mini mid-level exception of $6 million. So he basically will be leaving $30 million on the table. That's what happened. Now, do you all believe that? Do you guys really believe that he would do that? Now you can sit here and say that it's a rumor this or it's a rumor that, but Woj came on TV and said it. So I don't think Woj will come out on TV. I don't think Woj will come out on TV and say it unless he came out. And I mean, look, he would come out and say it on TV unless he directly heard it from somebody in Kyrie's camp. Reg Dog, I don't think Woj would say it unless he's heard directly from Kyrie's camp. But the whole point of the matter is it the truth? You know, we've heard situations where players will take a little bit of pay cut to go here, to go there. Um, sometimes their agents talk them into doing certain things with the promise of doing something bigger or better later on down the line. But I just watched this segment with Woj, and it was very vague. It was very vague what he said because, like I said earlier, the Nets they have they have offered Kyrie a contract. It's just not exactly what he wants. And we know the situation with Kyrie. Uh, we know the situation with Kyrie last year and the shot and all that other kind of stuff. So there's that too. Do the Lakers want that to deal with? Because in LA, anywhere you go, you got to have a damn shot anyway. That's another story. But here's the thing right here. This is what I think. Why would Kyrie? Okay, obviously, like I said, Woj talked to somebody representing Kyrie, and why would they specifically say we will forego that $36 million play option and go to the Lakers? Now, why would he say that? Why instead of saying that, why wouldn't they say, look, if we can't come to a deal with the Nets, we'll just explore free agency. You see, if he was really serious about leaving, he just would have said, look, I think this is what I think. He would just say, look, I'm just gonna go to free agency. You guys not gonna get nothing for me, and then I'll go to whoever, wherever. Now I know it's a lot of teams that don't have money. I know all that. I know. Trust me, I know. But the point is, I'm just going by what people say. And for him to specifically say the Lakers, that's what leads me to think is bullshit. This what leads me to believes leads me to believe that it's just another negotiating ploy. Because if you want headlines, if you want to draw attention, you always got to mention the Lakers in there somewhere. Man, it's getting old, but I guess it's just as Laker fans something we got to get used to. It's getting old. Every time something happens, every time there's a big player available, or every time there's a big player coming up on their last year of their contract, they always want to threaten their current team to go to the Lakers, to leave and go to the Lakers. This is what they do. And it is what it is, man. Everybody knows that the Lakers attract stars. They've done it many, many times in the past. So it is what it is. But do I believe for a minute now? People might say, "Look, Kyrie is just he's just that guy. He may do it. He basically gave up half of his salary last year because he standing on his principles and didn't want to get the shot." Well, that's a different story. That's a different situation. This year is a totally different situation. I mean, he's going into the last year of his contract. He already stated before that he doesn't plan on retiring. So if he doesn't plan on retiring, that means he wants to play. And based on the fact that he wants a multi-year deal, uh, they offered 3, he wants 5. So obviously that means he wants to play. And I don't think he wants to pay for $6 million. I don't think so, because if you come to LA, he would basically be playing for nothing. Because after the taxes and all that stuff, after the agent fees and all that kind of stuff, $6 million, he probably gonna bring home 2 million. If I heard these high ass taxes out here in LA, hold on, this high ass gas, he ain't gonna be left with hardly nothing if he comes to LA and plays for that $6 million. So I don't know. I just think it's another excuse me, negotiating ploy right there by Kyrie. Um, Play. I mean, it's just. I just don't think it's not going. I just don't think it's going to happen, man. Now, here's the thing. What if it does happen? What if he does opt out and calls up Rob Pelinka and say, "Hey, I want to come play for that $6 million." Do the Lakers want that headache? Do they? That's right, puppy. I don't think he's going to do it for $6 million. I mean, him giving up that money last year is something totally different than giving up half. Giving up all that money on another year. That's just. Although Kyrie is, he's kind of out there a little bit, and he believes what he believes and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think he's playing for free. And if he would have come to LA and take that $6 million, excuse me, it'd be virtually would be for free. So that's what I think. You know, the rumors about to get crazy, y'all. The rumors about to get crazy again. We got the trade, not the trade. We got the draft coming up in what the hell? The draft. Wait a minute. What's today? Tuesday. or whatever. The draft is on Thursday, so I guess we got 2 days. Well, wait a minute, Royce. What's today? Tuesday or Wednesday? Oh shit. Okay, the draft is tomorrow. The draft is tomorrow, so we're gonna know a whole lot within 24 hours. Hell, we might know a whole lot within the next 6 hours. Next 6 to 12 hours, we're gonna know a whole lot with what's gonna happen. Because there's other stuff popping off too, man. Not just the Lakers stuff, not just the Kyrie stuff. There's other stuff popping off too. Tomorrow, we will we'll we now usually what I do is mini video like on a day like the tomorrow um during the draft. I would do like if stories hit, I'll do multiple videos. But not tomorrow. What I'm thinking is I'm just going to do one big ass stream. Might last for several hours. One big stream tomorrow. It's gonna be several hours long as the stories drop. I'll be coming in and out, and I'll go live, and then we'll take a look at it like that instead of doing all these hit videos. I mean, I think last year I did like 12 videos in one day. That's ridiculous. But anyway, tomorrow we'll just do one big long ass stream, probably about 3 or 4 hours. You know, as the stories drop, as the trades come in, as the draft picks come in, we'll just talk about them right there in the middle of the trade. But you know, that's why, hey puppy, that's why I think the story is BS too. Because if Kyrie was really serious about leaving the Nets and testing free agency, he would have just said that. He would have said just that. He's like, hey man, Nets, y'all tripping. Y'all not, you're playing with my money. I'll show you. I just go to whoever because why would he say the Lakers? Why wouldn't he say, hey, I'll go to the Clippers? Clippers need a point guard. Why wouldn't he say, hey, I'll go to the Bucks? Why wouldn't he say I'll go to the Bucks? Or why wouldn't he say, hey, I'll go to Phoenix? Or why wouldn't he say, hey man, I'm gonna go to South Beach? Just doesn't make any sense for him to say the Lakers. Does it? I just think for him to mention it specifically, say the Lakers. That just I just lose. It just loses all credibility with me because everybody wants to have the Lakers name in their mouth. And it's interesting. But here's another thing. Like I said, if it's true? How the hell is that going to work? Russ, Kyrie, AD, LeBron. I don't know if I can stomach that. What little hair I have is already turning gray. But could you imagine? Look, you a Laker fan. Wait a minute. If you could you imagine if you a Laker fan, you got LeBron, AD, Russ, and Kyrie. Look, forget about AD and LeBron. Forget about AD and LeBron. Forget about them. If you have Russ and Kyrie, that's a hell of a ass soap opera in and of itself. Kyrie and Russ. Could you imagine Kyrie and Russ, the media sessions? Could you imagine the Kyrie and Russ media sessions? Could you imagine the Kyrie and Russ media sessions if they start losing? You think the media sessions, yeah, well, yeah, Kyrie can play both positions, but I'm just saying, I'm not even thinking about the fit on the court, man. I'm not even thinking about the fit on the court. I'm just thinking about these two characters. That's what that's what I'm talking about. Forget the play on the court. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just thinking about these two characters, these two egos on the same team. That's what I'm thinking about. How the hell is that going to work? How is a first time head coach? How the hell is he going to manage that? Too much. too much. That's why I think the Lakers were very. I don't know, man. You don't turn away talent, and well, basically it would be free talent. You just don't turn that away. But damn, it's that's interesting. It's pie in the sky. Um, I usually probably wouldn't even talk about stories like this, but look, man, when it comes now, it came from Woj. Okay, it came from Woj, and the nigga said it on TV. The nigga said it on TV. It wasn't a Woj bomb or whatever. He came out and said it on TV. Look, Kyrie's people probably told him, no tweet, say it on TV. I'm telling you, man. If you guys don't think these things happen like that, I'm telling you, it's all about posturing. It's all about negotiating. Now watch what might happen. Watch what might happen. Now you're gonna hear some stories coming out about the Nets exploring trade options for Kyrie. And now you're going to see this is what the Nets are going to put out. The Nets are going to put out a bunch of crazy ass trade possibilities for Kyrie. Utah, Dallas, Phoenix, to counteract uh, the stuff in the media that Kyrie has put out by himself. I have no doubt about that. That Kyrie has went to Woj and said, "Hey man, this is what I want you to do," and Woj did it. And Woj did it. And like I said, I have no idea the next move is going to be. We're going to hear some stories coming out about how the Nets they got a plan to trade him to whoever, wherever, maybe Sacramento. Who knows? But it's just it's just a media game. It's just a negotiation ploys. Um, if I had to guess, like we're pretty sure that the Nets do have a deal on the table for Kyrie in that 3 years, and it's probably going to be 100 and some odd $1,000,000, 120, $125 million. And honestly, I think he's going to take it. I think Kyrie is going to be the one that caves. He would like to have the 5 years, but I think Kyrie is going to cave, take the 2 or 3 years or whatever they offered him, and go ahead and stay in Brooklyn. I mean, it just wouldn't make no sense, man. It wouldn't make no sense for him to give up all that money, pick up, move his family across country, and come to the Lakers. And then, I know Kyrie likes attention and all that stuff, but then you got to sit here with the LA media, and then you got to share the limelight with LeBron and AD and Russ. And then I just don't. I just. I just. I don't even know if the Lakers will want that, man. Honestly, I really, truly don't know if the Lakers will want that because think about it. You, he wouldn't give up. He wouldn't take the shot, and he gave up half of his money, to stay in Brooklyn last season. Do you think he's going to change his mind and come to LA and still take the shot? We don't want to talk about that kind of stuff on here, but I just don't see him doing it, man. It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. And then on top of all that, I'm pretty sure CJ is going to give him a call and say, "Man, what you doing, bro? What you doing?" CJ McCollum. He's a president of the Players Association, and I'm pretty sure, man, that uh, he's gonna say, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing, man? Take that money, stay your ass in Brooklyn, and stop tripping." Anyway, guys, I got to roll. This is your boy ACLA Sports Live. If we get any more news on this situation, I'll wrap with y'all later. What is your problem? Huh? What's the problem? What? What did you do?